Formula One is heading into one of its most unpredictable shakeups in recent memory. Big-name drivers, shock team switches, and behind-the-scenes power moves are already in motion, and we're here to break it all down. From George Russell's looming decision, to Yuki Tsunoda's Red Bull dilemma, to Ferrari's desperate push to rescue Lewis Hamilton's season, this is everything you need to know about what's shaking the F1 grid right now. F1's silly season just got serious, and the 2026 grid could look radically different from what we see today. The key names: George Russell, Max Verstappen, and surprisingly, Valtteri Bottas. Let's start with Bottas. The Finnish veteran has quietly thrown his hat in the ring for 2026, hinting at a move to Cadillac Racing, who enter Formula One with big ambitions and American muscle. In a cheeky SUV video, Bottas left a clear message: there are seats available, and I've got experience. Cadillac wants a blend of expertise and youth, and Bottas, with his time at Mercedes and experience with Ferrari engines, is the perfect bridge. He reportedly turned down NASCAR and WEC offers just to keep his F1 hopes alive, and it looks like Cadillac is ready to reward that loyalty. As for the second seat, that's the million-dollar question. Will Cadillac pair Bottas with a rising star like Joe, Schumacher, or Drugovich? Or go bold with another veteran, perhaps someone like Checo Perez? While Cadillac's pieces are still falling into place, the spotlight has fully shifted to George Russell and Max Verstappen. Verstappen has been quiet, maybe too quiet, about his future at Red Bull. And where silence reigns in F1, chaos usually follows. Toto Wolff has made it clear: if there's even a 1% chance to land Max, Mercedes will go all in. That makes George Russell's future complicated. Despite winning in Canada and performing well all year, Russell's contract renewal has been oddly delayed, and that's not lost on Aston Martin, who are lurking in the background. If Verstappen heads to Mercedes, Russell could be left without a seat, and Aston Martin might be the lifeline. Backed by Honda and technical wizard Adrian Newey, they're preparing for a 2026 leap. Russell would be the natural team leader, especially if Alonso retires. But would Lance Stroll really drop his own son to make it happen? That's where it gets tricky, and where our next story comes in. Lance Stroll is facing massive criticism, and not just for on-track performance. His off-track attitude is raising eyebrows, and the media is not holding back. In Canada, Stroll gave what might be the most disinterested press conference of the season. Sitting alongside Lewis Hamilton and Franco Colapinto, chewing gum, avoiding eye contact, and giving 33-word average answers, Stroll made it clear he's not enjoying F1. And the media noticed. Reports from Germany's Sport Bild tore into his body language, professionalism, and public attitude. Even former drivers like Timo Glock are speaking out. Glock said if it were up to him, Stroll wouldn't be in a 2026 car, period. Aston Martin is investing heavily, with Honda engines, Newey's influence, and a winning mindset. But while Alonso continues to drag the team forward, Stroll remains stuck. In Spain, he failed to escape Q1, smashed equipment in frustration, and lagged half a second behind his teammate. It's not the first time either. Remember Qatar 2023? Same story. Tantrums, equipment damage, even pushing a physio. But what makes it worse? Zero consequences, because Daddy owns the team. And that's the issue. Aston Martin may have a world-class setup for 2026, but a glaring weakness in the second cockpit. Can they seriously challenge for titles if Stroll stays? Even Stroll himself admitted he doesn't feel fast in the car anymore. And with Russell potentially available and Verstappen being hunted, Aston Martin could be forced to make a tough call. Either they prioritize family, or they prioritize performance. Over at Red Bull, the heat is on, and Yuki Tsunoda might be feeling it most. At the Canadian Grand Prix, Yuki received a brutal 10-place grid penalty for overtaking Oscar Piastri under red flags, despite Piastri's car being damaged, dangerous, and barely moving. Yuki's overtake was cautious and logical, yet he was punished harshly, while other drivers went unpenalized for overtakes under safety car conditions with marshals on track. Red Bull's Christian Horner blasted the FIA's inconsistency, calling it ridiculous. And Tsunoda, frustrated but composed, saying, "I saw the tire about to come off Piastri's car. I checked for safety, passed slowly, and still got a 10-place drop. I don't get it." Unfortunately, this isn't just about one race. It's about Yuki's place in the Red Bull pipeline. Because Isack Hadjar, Red Bull's rising junior, is waiting in the wings. And unlike Liam Lawson, Hadjar might not wait long. Hadjar has impressed in testing and told media he'd take the Red Bull seat, even if I'm not ready. Meanwhile, Helmut Marko made it official. Yuki now has the same car spec as Verstappen. There are no excuses left. If results don't come fast, Hadjar could take his spot. Red Bull may overhaul their entire driver lineup in 2026. Last but not least, Lewis Hamilton. For the first time in his 17-year F1 career, Hamilton has completed 10 races without a podium in Grand Prix Sundays. Not even during his rookie year was it this rough. His move to Ferrari was supposed to be a comeback arc, not a crisis. Hamilton has called out the team's lack of upgrades. In Canada, he flatly said, "Zero upgrades. We desperately need one." And finally in Austria, Ferrari is delivering. Fred Vasseur confirmed a major update is coming, focused on the floor and rear suspension. But Ferrari's real problem isn't just parts. It's philosophy, communication, and execution. Leclerc and Hamilton have voiced concerns all season. In Montreal, strategy calls derailed both drivers. Leclerc argued for Plan C, Ferrari insisted on Plan B. And just like that, a potential podium disappeared. What's worse? The car isn't responding consistently. It understeers in slow corners, overheats mid-race, and forces the drivers to lift and coast in key moments, effectively killing race pace. Now Ferrari has a choice: push forward with the SF25 for short-term gains, or go all in on 2026 development. Hamilton seems to be leaning toward the latter. He knows 2025 might be another write-off, but with his experience and leadership, he could be shaping Ferrari's future behind the scenes. If the Austrian upgrades work, maybe, just maybe, there's hope. If not, expect Ferrari to hit the reset button very soon. So, what do you think? Should Russell ditch Mercedes before Verstappen arrives? Will Tsunoda survive the Hadjar threat? Is Ferrari sabotaging Hamilton's final shot at glory? And should Aston Martin finally face the truth about Lance Stroll? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next dive into the world of F1. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay fast, and we'll see you in the next one.